Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kathy, traveling with Charity. I travel with my three babies, Hope, Faith, and Cassie. And I bought land, so I don't travel as much anymore, but I will be back once I get everything all settled. Well, today is Q&A day. My first time doing it, so be patient with me, okay? It's a little bit scary because some of you guys asked like seriously personal questions, and some of you guys asked like a billion questions, like had a paragraph of questions. But when you did that, I'm only going to be asking like one question because a lot of people ask like the same questions over and over and over again. So let's get started. Oh my God. Okay, and I know I am going to butcher some of your names, and I apologize in advance. And so let's get started. Okay, M-O-R-O, Moreau, I think that's it. Number one, what do you do with the prayers in the God box when it gets full? For the people that didn't see my last video, I have a box, and what I do is I put prayers in it, my thoughts, and just all kinds of stuff. And what I do with it when it gets stuffed is I just get another one, and I just keep the prayers in that prayer box. And I've only done it once. Yeah, I can't see myself throwing away prayers. You know what I mean? I just keep it. EB asked, how did your brother pass? And can you talk more about the impact that he had on the homeless community? My brother passed of COVID, and what he did with the homeless community, I don't know. Because like I said, when I talked about him before, he never even told me he was helping homeless and sometimes cooking chicken for them and allowing them to take showers. He never told any of us that. I don't think it was a secret. I just think that he just did what he thought he had to do, and he didn't have to like tell everybody about what he did. He just helped whoever came along. So that's it. That's all. Raccoon Eyes asked, how did you get clean? And basically, what was my drug of choice, and do I still get urges? I got clean by going into treatment, and how I stayed clean, I went to meetings and meetings and meetings and meetings and meetings and met new friends. And then most of my friends were just people that were in recovery that wanted to stay clean as well. And basically, what was my drug of choice? More. How about that? I wanted more. And do I still get urges? No. I don't get urges at all. No, I don't get urges. I don't want to do drugs anymore in my life. That's it. That's all. I'm over with it. Kathy Klein, she asks, is this your first RV, and how did you choose it? Well, this is my first RV, and I started looking at tiny homes, and then when I saw people living on wheels, I was like, you know what, I want to do that. You know, I lived in this big huge house that and it was just the three of us at the time, me, Hope, and Faith, and I only lived in the bedroom, my bathroom, and the kitchen. And I had 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It was just ridiculously too big. And so I saw van life, and I was just so interested in van life, but I had 2 dogs, and I just couldn't see my 2 dogs just being really squished in a van. And so I started watching Carolyn's RV life, and I said, that is it. I'm gonna get me an RV, and I am going to just live in it and travel along. So basically that's how I chose my RV. I wanted something not too big. It's a 24 feet, so it can fit in the parking spot, but I didn't want it not too big, but I wanted to be able to, walk up and down and have a couch. I do have a table, but I turned mine into a couch, and I just wanted that a little bit of room for my 2 babies at the time. And I thought the RV was perfect. Now, you can't stealth in an RV. People already know what you're doing when you're in an RV and you're parked somewhere, like a minivan. You can stealth camp, and a lot of people do it, and it's really comfortable for them. But I just needed, I was thinking about my dogs more so than anything. Okay, Sunny. Hi, Sunny. Can you talk a little bit about some of your fondest childhood memories? Who impacted me to become the person I am? What a great question, Sunny. I have tons of memories, really, really good memories growing up. And one of the memories that I had, and I talked to my mom, and it was only a year, but it felt like a lifetime. We called it the Brown House. Number one, it was the Brown House. It was in the late 60s, early 70s, and it was peace and love and all that stuff. And that's the kind of people that came around in the house. We would play outside, but the playing outside was a lot of land, or we would go to this toy store down the hill, and go through their dumpster because they had all of these toys and click clacks and all that stuff. I would go to my friend's house. That era, that time in my life was, as a child, was really, really a good life. And it's just fond memories. It's just like the best memories. The dog we had, Jason, the people that came in and loved us as children, because my mother had the kids, and there were no other kids in the house, and it was 3 kids, and a lot of people coming in and out. But they all just loved us, and we loved them. I remember doing plays, and when my brother would mess up, I'd pop him up in the head. And that time in my life was a really good time in my life. Also the Virgin Islands, and that's a different story. And who impacted me? My mother. My mother is the bomb diggity. Let me tell you, growing up as kids, you know how you all go over to each other's house, and you have the family there, the parents are there and all that stuff. And I remember every time we would all get together. Okay, where we're going? Whose house we're going over? They'd always say my house, because my mother was so cool. Whatever. It's just like, I I love my mother, but there were times when I wanted to be at their house. You know what I'm saying? It was like we needed to take turns. No, we didn't want to take turns. Everybody wanted to come to my house, but we had a good time. And the reason why everybody wanted to come to my house is because not only was she really cool, but she was the kind of parent that always tried to do stuff with the kids and my friends. I mean, she would, we would all pile in the car and she would go to the grocery store, buy chips, soda, and, you know, lunch meat, and take us all on a huge ride and have a huge picnic, or take us in the mountains where the clouds were just like right there. I mean, she was an awesome mom, is an awesome mom. She's still alive and she's 80 years old. She's my honey bun. Okay, Miss Judy, if you had to buy another rig, what would you get? Will you still travel? You know what? I thought about that a while ago. This is my first rig that I've ever had, and I think I chose right. Because, well, first let me answer the question. I would choose another Class C, but maybe newer. They're so expensive right now that I can't even fathom buying another RV right now. I got this RV 6 years ago. I lived in Georgia, and I saw it online. I was just looking and looking for an RV, for this RV, the kind of RV that I have now. And people wanted so much money, and actually some people didn't want that much money, but you knew there was a catch. There were, you know, 300,000 miles. It was 1970 and all that stuff. Not that late, but you know what I mean. And they wanted little to nothing. And then I ran across this place that was selling an RV, and it's called Cruise America. Cruise America. And they still rent them out all the time. So this RV was being rented, and they wanted $27,000 for it. And I chose this one because it was being rented, and I knew that they were taking care of this vehicle. The oil changes, you know, and a fly is on my camera. Oil changes, and, you know, all the maintenance. They were up on all the maintenance, and I knew it. And so I said, you know what? I am going to get this. So I bought this at 106,000 miles, and I think they still sell them after it becomes 100 miles. And I have had, knock on wood, I have had no issues with my engine at all. I keep my oil change up. I do my tune-ups. I just make sure I take care of it because this is my home. The two things that broke down, and I had a 5-year warranty, was the AC broke down, and they took care of it immediately, and my refrigerator. And my refrigerator, when it went out last year. So it was like 5 years in, and I couldn't get the warranty. But I knew that I wasn't going to get that, you know, $1,500 refrigerator, RV refrigerator. And a lot of times, I don't know, people don't know this. A lot of times when you see RVs catch on fire, it's not from the stove and all that. It's from the refrigerator. So what I got is I got a dorm refrigerator. It's a little bit taller, and it's so much better than the RV refrigerator. It's just absolutely wonderful. I'm so happy that I went with this. And this was at Home Depot last year for $300 or less, something like that. But anyway, when I got my RV, I actually, when I was still in Georgia, and I called them up and I said, I'm interested in this RV, blah, blah, blah. And they says, okay, why don't you come down to Arizona? And I go, I did that like over the phone. And he goes, no, we'll pay for everything. We'll pay for your plane. We'll pay for your hotel stay, everything. And I says, okay, I'm coming. And so they booked it for me, and I told them the dates and all that stuff. I flew down there, saw this, and I absolutely loved it. And what I really love about this kind of vehicle is that I don't have to get out to get in the driver's seat. I can go right through the home. So, and then when I purchased it, I drove all the way back to Georgia empty. But I didn't I think I took 3 days or something like that, and I went to Walmart, got sheets, food, and water, and all of that kind of stuff, and I got it home, parked it in front of my house, and it was the bomb diggity. I absolutely love it. So that's it for that. Salita asks, have you thought about putting up a wish list? And have you seen snakes? Girl, you must haven't seen my last video, because I'll tell you, yes, we saw a snake, and I kept calling it a baby. People in the comments and my mother was like, that is no doggone baby. That is a full-grown snake. So yes, I have thought about it. And I mean, not thought about it, I have seen a snake. And you know, it's so funny, when I see something on like somebody else's video, or just think about stuff, and I look for it, I make my own wish list. I go, okay, I'm not gonna get it now, I'll get it later. So I think I have like just a couple of stuff on there, but I never like put it out there. Can you buy me something? It's like just for me. So that's it. Kelly Klein, what was your profession before you went full-time traveling? I was in retail. You know, I started out in retail for years. I've been in retail for years and years and years. And the highest I've ever gotten was a district manager. And I was a district manager for years as well. I was a district manager in Florida, New Orleans, and San Francisco, Florida, and New Orleans. Yes. And let's see. And I don't know if I answered Judy's second question. Will you still travel? Yes, I'm still going to be traveling. Once I get my home all secured and fenced and all that stuff, and you know, where I can like go and not feel like, you know, somebody is coming into my space, is when I'm going to go. But I know definitely in January I'm going to go down to Quartzsite, and hopefully you're going to be there, Judy, and all my other friends. Let's see. Michelle Renee says, you have really pretty skin. What do you use basically? What's your product? And it is so simple. I use coconut oil. And coconut oil, the name came from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, and it's a beach called Cokie Point. And so it was named after the beach. And it smells like the beach. You know, it's so fun. It doesn't smell like the beach, but people have said to me, you smell like the beach. So maybe it does smell like the beach. But this stuff right here, I use it on my face, on my body, in my hair, everywhere. And it's healing. And I gotta tell you something. I got here, I forget, like months ago, and I started getting a heat rash on my neck. And every day and every night I would wipe, wash it down when I'm taking my shower, and I would get out, and I bought this stuff over the counter. So I would put it on first, and then I would put my coconut oil all over my body, and I did that for a week and nothing changed. I still felt these little bumps that kind of itched. So I says, what the hell is wrong with me? This stuff has almond sesame and grapeseed oil, and that's healing. I'll tell you. I says, this is like crazy. I don't understand why I'm not rubbing this on first. So I cleaned it up every night and every day, and I started putting this on without putting that over-the-counter crap on. The next day, I had nothing there. I was like, I called my mom up and I was like, what the heck was I thinking? Not using this first. This is some healing stuff. And the good part about it, the best part about it, is that my mom makes it, and she still lives in the Virgin Islands, and she sells it to the tourists, because it not only is healing, it not only smooths and makes your skin feel good, makes my hair shine, it also, mosquitoes hate it. Can you believe that? So people come to St. Thomas year after year after year after year, and they all look for my mother. They don't have to look for her anymore. They just call her up and they get the coconut oil. Anyway, that's what I use. I use this on my skin, on my face, and in my hair, and it's the best thing ever. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to put her number down somewhere, and also I want to show you a picture of my mother. My mother is 80 years old, and this is all she uses. She's been using this, I don't know, 40 years, and she looks doggone good. So anyway, that's enough of that. Searching for signs. After you got clean, did you experience a time of apathy? How did you overcome it? Apathy means pretty much lack of interest. I don't want to do nothing. There's nothing to do, and I just want to stay in this zone that I'm in. No, I have never felt that. Let me tell you something. I was so involved. There were so many parties, so many plays, so many conventions, so many out to dinner, I was involved. I couldn't think of nothing else to do but be with friends that were also being clean, also loving being clean, and also involved. Also, I was doing, like I said before, I did H&I, hospitals and institutions. Years ago, I got like 35 clean, 35 years clean. I'll have 36 in January. Years ago, they used to smoke in meetings. I was the ashtray cleaner. When I first got there, I was ashtray cleaner. I was the coffee maker. I was the one getting the cookies. I was just involved. I didn't want to do, at that time, wanted to stay clean. I wanted to live. There was this man that always came to this meeting, white man. He wasn't even that tall or big, but he would say, do the steps or die MF. You are gonna die. He looked at us, and he was the newcomers, like, I have 30 days clean. You are gonna die. Man, we were so afraid. We were like, I don't even want to die. My gosh. So I stayed involved. So, searching for signs. The only thing that I can say, if you have somebody that's doing what I did, is to no, don't give him or her any money. They'll get mad. Just all that stuff. Just, you know what? Let them be. You can't get clean for them. They have to do it and want it themselves. Doris Weems, where are you originally from? I was born in Norwalk, Connecticut. Can you believe that? Norwalk, Connecticut. I told you all about California, New Orleans, all that stuff. I was born in Norwalk, Connecticut. That's right. Terry Williams, is your land unrestricted? And how did you find your land? Yes, my land is unrestricted. Except for they have a thing about septic tanks. You gotta have a septic tank or an RV where you can drive it off and dump in all that stuff. They don't want you to dump crap all over the place. So that's pretty much the only restriction. But there is some land that's HOA, that you can't put certain things on your land and all that stuff. But no, it's unrestricted. And I didn't go to that lot place, because I did go. I mean, I did go and look at some of the stuff, but some of it was a little bit expensive. I paid $9,000 for my land. They wanted 10, I offered 9, and then I said, damn, I should have offered them 8. But anyway. I got mine for $9,000, and I think it's a steal. That's all I got to say about that. I really do. And how I found my land is when I came to Arizona, I looked for a realtor, and I got the realtor, and he just took me around all the lands that was here. Let's see. Andrew Young, he asked, why did you choose RV life? Well, I chose RV life because number one, I wanted to start traveling, and number two, the house, it was crazy. It was crazy. One day maybe I'll, show you guys a picture of my house. It was just crazy, crazy, crazy how big it was, and it was only me and my 2 dogs. It was just too much. And I really, and the YouTube channels, I was just so fascinated. I was like, man, you drive around with everything you own in your RV, or whatever wheels that you have that you want to live in. So yeah, that's why I chose it. Okay. Tanya Brown, hi Tanya. Have you ever been married or have any kids? I've never been married. I've been engaged 4 times and then they all showed their butt. I'm not like my grandmother um, and some people. God, let me just kind of take that back and just say, I don't want to say some people. I want to say like my grandmother. I just did. After they showed their butt and who they really were, there was like no way that I even wanted to like live the rest of my life like that. I just didn't want to live, excuse me, the rest of my life feeling sad or, just basically feeling sad. I didn't want to do that, and it always ended. And no, I don't have any kids. I just have my fur babies. And Joy Route. Where the hell you been, girl? I'm kidding. Well, no, I'm not kidding. Because I used to always look at your videos, and I haven't seen one in a while. But anyway, I don't mean to like tear you up, but let me just say this. I miss you. All right, I miss watching you because when I was doing my videos, I was watching you. Okay, Joy Route says, how would you rate your travel journey thus far? It's been absolutely wonderful. And I get to, drive across country and see friends and see families and see no one, go to different parks and all of that kind of stuff and just have such a good time. And so I've gotten a knock on the door twice. And one time was recently here in Arizona at a Planet Fitness. I was like, what the heck? I thought you can park here all night, but not anymore. They're just like, oh no. And then the other one was in Georgia. What has been your biggest obstacle or joy? My biggest obstacle was the door knock. And also when the AC went out, that was hellacious. And of course it had to go out in the summertime. And my biggest joy route was just traveling and seeing different places and going to different states and just loving it. I remember being in Colorado and South Dakota, Wyoming, and where I want to go is Maine. I haven't been to Maine, but I think I want to go. I know I want to go there. But anyway, that was the last questions, and that was kind of fun. I'm gonna have to do this again. Oh my God, I have to do this again. But anyway, I am going to leave my mother's information at the end of this video. So, and you know what else I'll do? I'll even, and the picture of her, because she's the cutest freaking thing. She's my world. Anyway, I love you guys so much. And I want to say, make it a great day and be free. Be free. Even if it's just for the weekend. Get out there. Build out your SUV or something like that. Just get out there. You'll absolutely love it. You don't have to make a commitment to do full time like I do. You don't. I just jumped right in it. I just jumped. But you don't. You can just do the weekends. Be free, guys. Be free.